All right, Algebra 1, here is your homework. If you flip it over to the back, I am going to go through some of these problems just as some examples and as some reminders if you find that you're getting stuck doing the homework. So we'll start with this problem right here. What is the domain of this function? So remember, when we write domain, we write D equals, we have our curly brackets, and we go ahead and list. We know that other words for a domain are x values and the input. So if I look here, I have an x value at -3, another x value at -1, another x value at 1, and another x value at 3. If we scroll down, we talked a little bit about function notation and how, if I'm looking at this example right here, h of -1, this is my x value. When I ask you to find what h of -1 is using this graph, I'm looking for you to tell me what the corresponding y value is. So here, if I go over to -1 and up on my graph, I can say that not of -2, that h of -1 is equal to 2. And that h of 2, is equal to 1. So meaning that -1, 2 is a point on my graph, and meaning that 2, 1 is a point on my graph. Looking at this last piece that goes along with this graph here, knowing h of x is equal to 3, find x. This is saying what x coordinate has a y value of 3. So here's where my y value is 3. I'm looking for this guy right here, so I know that x is equal to -4, or -4, 3 is a point on my graph. Let's do 2 of these problems together. Let's do this guy right here, just as a quick reminder. F of 2, everywhere where there's a 2 in my equation, I will plug in a 2, everywhere there's an x in my original equation, which is right here, I will plug in a 2. 3 times 2 will give me 6 plus 7, so f of 2. So I can go ahead and say that f of 2 is equal to 13, and that would be my final answer. Working down here, let's work backwards at this point right here. F of x is equal to 16. Again, this is saying when f of x is equal to 16. So if I have f of x is equal to 3x plus 7, this is saying when f of x, so here is f of x, is equal to 16, so I'm going to go ahead and substitute in 16 for f of x, and I'll set it equal to my equation, and I'll look for my x value. So this is saying what is x when y is 16, and I can go ahead and solve this. So 9 is equal to 3x, divide both sides by 3, and here I get that x is equal to 3. So I know that f of 3 is equal to 16 for this specific equation. Awesome.